Ladies and gentlemen, it's starting to feel like football season again.
Football.
We got schedule release coming up, mini camps going on, and to hold you over, the DC Defenders play for the XFL Championship this weekend.
Bring them lemons.
Bring them lemons. Get the beer snake unwound. Let's get this show going. Hit it!
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What day is it?
Of all ages.
May 11th. May 11th. Wow. Thursday, May 11th. Welcome to our weekly live stream. That was Phil in the intro. I'm Steve, and we have the infamous Dev rocking. Is that a Selena shirt?
That's right. A bitty bitty bye bye. I know.
Oh, what a good album. That's a great album, by the way.
Dev down here is rocking the Selena shirt. Steve over here is Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina.
I got my tribe shirt on.
That's not tribe, though.
No, but I got my tribe shirt on, though. Yeah.
But he's got the Mr. Dabalina thing going on there. And
that's a Homo sapien.
Yes. By the way, if you're not familiar with Dell, you need to get familiar with Dell.
You need to
hieroglyphics.
Do that. Go do that.
You need to do that after this podcast.
Yes, after. Well, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already tuned in, this is episode 197 for your boys. We almost at episode 200, believe it or not. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And that's only been one episode in the off season per week. So, yeah. Been putting in some work, boys.
Thought we'd make it here.
Yeah. Soon we'll have to figure out when we're going to go back to 2 a week. We'll figure that out. Let y'all know. But yeah, here we are, episode 197. The schedule just dropped tonight. How about that? We're going to go over that today. We're going to talk a little bit of Jim Irsay, the guy. He's kind of like our Voldemort. Him and John.
Say no to drugs, fellas.
Man, say no. Say no. And then a couple other miscellaneous things. So we'll see what pops up in the chat. And yeah, fellas, let's get to it. So we've had a bunch of leaks all week about the schedule release. The team itself kind of did some leaks on a board. If you saw it, the little cork board with all the different strings attached to it, and Major Tutty's cork board, it was pretty cool. He had this line going from the DC to Germany, and it had NFL UK and it had the Patriots. So a lot of people were thinking that, oh shoot, is this it? Are we playing the Patriots in Germany? And it turns out wrong. Not happening.
Thank God.
You didn't want a Europe game. I mean, for season ticket holders, it would have sucked. But it depends who we were playing over there, because it could have been that team's.
I don't care. I really don't. I just, that means I have to get up at 9 a.m. to watch on Sunday.
And then football's done by
my sleep in, unless I'm going to a game or I got something going on. Sunday is my sleep in day. All right.
That's fair.
I can't. I'm getting old. I need my rest.
Yeah. Can't knock it. Well, let's get right into it, fellas. How about we look at the upcoming schedule? There it is.
Championship.
There it is. Live and direct to you.
So let's kick it off. Week 1, once again, we're at home. And it's going to be against the Cardinals.
You know, I didn't think that was going to happen. Phil, we've opened up at home for 2 years in a row. So now this is 3 years in a row we've opened up at home. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Well, you know, I think with if they stop flopping around on this whole ownership deal, FedEx is going to be rocking.
Sorry about
and I think I think that's part of the reason why the NFL may have scheduled that.
You think so?
I think there's part of it. They're hoping that there is new ownership because if they got all those season ticket sales and all that other stuff, whatever they were talking about, done when the ownership was sale was announced. I think that the NFL saw that and went, okay, well, let's shine a light on this.
Yeah.
Let's do the kickoff in DC instead of in Arizona. Plus, let's face it, what is a better atmosphere to kick off your season? Arizona?
I mean, yeah.
Or DC?
Well, for us.
For anybody, unless you're a Cardinals fan. Just like on Outside Optics, no one ever hears about rowdy Cardinals fans. You hear about DC fans have a long-standing tradition, and a lot of them are just waiting for a new owner so they can come back.
Right.
So I think that's part of the reason why they did that. And hey, it may actually give 2 reasons now for Dev to come up to DC and visit us.
Yeah. Really just depends.
Also about the fact that Dev, your daughter's a finalist to be a Arizona Cardinals cheerleader.
Yeah. Man, I hope it works out for her, man. I
hope it works out for her. I ain't driving.
yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't talked to her about that. I found that out like minutes before the podcast that they would be the first matchup. But definitely when I talked to her, if she indeed decides to taking that job, definitely would be something I want to go see. September 10th, I probably could get off in time. DC is a quicker drive than Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
For you, it definitely is.
Yeah, so
that's all right. I mean, I would put all 3 of us. You know, if you go, I'm sure Steve and I would both be more than down to find a way to get there.
Yeah,
you know.
It would be interesting.
And then at the same time, I think that it would be interesting. First of all, to put all 3 of us in the same place, but it would be interesting to be there for the first game of a new ownership era as well. So, yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 standouts to me out of this whole schedule is we get Dallas on Thanksgiving and Dallas at the end of the season.
It's about time we got some Thanksgiving love, man. I don't care. Thanksgiving football is the best.
We got some. We were just in Dallas and whooped their ass during COVID.
I know. Yeah, that's when Antonio Gibson tore him a new asshole, right?
That's when Logan Thomas tore him a new asshole throwing the longest pass of the game.
What? No, never mind. That wasn't. Remember when Antonio Gibson went off for like 176 and 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Was that Thanksgiving?
That was Thanksgiving as well.
It was 2020.
Yeah,
because Alex Smith was under center at that time.
Yeah, remember we pulled every trick out of the book. We had a tight end option pass. We had a fumble rooski. We did everything in that game. Like I gotta say this, that's probably the best game Scott Turner's ever called because he went into all the gadgets.
Yeah.
And we put up a 40 burger on him, so
that's cool. Well, so week 1, what do y'all think? So preseason, we don't know who's home and who's away. I forget. I think you're supposed to alternate. Each year you get 2 home, 1 away. Last year, I don't remember what it was last year. I really don't.
I think it's weird that we have Baltimore like Baltimore's in the second preseason, but I thought they were always the last one. So that would make this one the dress rehearsal.
That's how they did it last year. They did the dress rehearsal for number 2, and number 3 was just the roster spots.
Huh. Interesting to see a Lamar Jackson in a dress rehearsal game, perhaps.
I mean, I think it'd be cool if it did, right?
The Ravens still have a decent defense. I mean, that'll give us a good look at see where Sam Howell is.
No, Phil. So we said going back to the preseason, Browns, Ravens, Bengals. The battle of the Beltway it always happens. We know that happens. Mm-hmm. Depending on the order, it'd be nice. Dev, I think it'd be nice to see Lamar. We never see Lamar. Every time we play the Ravens, I think the one time I saw Lamar play was when Gus Edwards tore his ACL. And then every time after that, they tend to not play at
starters.
FedEx. They just kind of bench people. It was in the I was down in the corner. It was, I want to say, on the 10-yard line, and he just tore that thing. But
didn't he play that year? They had what's his name? Bill Bellick. What was the coach's name?
Brian Bellick.
Brian Bellick. Yeah, Brian Bellick.
No, he's always been a hardball guy.
He canceled the game before the Custer Field. Was that Bellick that did that?
No,
Lamar wasn't there then, though, right?
No, Bellick was gone. It was Harbaugh.
Harbaugh did that, canceled the game because of the field.
Did he?
He tried to.
Tried to.
Oh, that's pretty shitty.
And I do think we got 2 home games because I think that's a matter of if you have 8 home games and 9 away games, you get 2 preseason games.
Makes sense.
At home because it balances it out. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit.
Yeah. Good pull. Good pull. So at home versus Arizona, week 1, gonna be a soft game. That's a layup. It's not gonna be Kyler Murray. It's either gonna be Colt McCoy, David Blau, or Jeff Driscoll. That should be a W.
I hope it's Colt McCoy.
That should be a W, right? I mean, it shouldn't even be a question.
I don't know, man.
This is not an easy schedule. Not an easy schedule. I think we have the 8th toughest schedule right out the bat.
That's a pretty tough schedule. If you can't, it depends. Like if A-Rod is dope still with the Jets, hard game. If San Fran gets their quarterback going, tough game. Dallas, tough game.
Yeah.
Giants own us, so I'm not even gonna say nothing there. I think the Bears are gonna be a tough out if their quarterback is upright. Yeah, it could be a rough year.
Yeah, it could. So week 1 at home, then we go away to Denver, and it's hard to play in Colorado. Everyone knows that. Just for if nothing else, the altitude.
But Chase Young's been training out there.
Lucky for us that Russ is playing out there too. So
he's got a new coach though, so I'm interested to see if that makes a difference. I have no idea.
We do have I believe we do have Russ's number recently. I think we won the last couple we played against Seattle in the regular season.
Well, remember, it's Sean Payton, so we'll see if Sean Payton's good.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that motherfucker's over there.
Yeah, he's out there. And I don't know how good of a draft they had, and then from there, we go back home to play the Bills. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Dalton Knox. Who was the other tight end they drafted? Did they draft Michael Mayer or Dalton Kincaid? They got one of the big ones. Kincaid. Man. The rich get richer, man. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
Yeah, you know what?
We had an opportunity to draft all those guys, and we didn't do it. So
we did.
There's an you gotta look at it this way, though. All right, the window of opportunity to be elite in this league, like once you reach that window, unless you're the Patriots, from 2001 to 2018, your window's a couple of years. And I think it's starting to slowly close on the Bills.
But I think if you have a franchise quarterback, your window, you could always pop back open. You get the right pieces in place.
Yeah, you can have a couple of different times where that window opens, but
if you
I don't know.
For
some reason, I've got this weird feeling the Bills are going to take just that little shuffle step back, not a big step back or anything. I don't know. They'll be a playoff team.
Yeah.
But I expect we're going to be a playoff team. So this is going to be a good matchup.
I don't.
Expectations.
I don't, man.
So, as we go, so far for me, I'm going to say 2-0 going into the Bills, and I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to say we're going to lose to the Bills.
Okay. I'll accept a loss to the Bills if we're 2-0 going in.
So, I mean, this is clearly a...
Yeah, I mean, this is the way too early predictions.
Yeah. So I'm writing it down. 2-1. Going in the Eagles, you know what? Away Philly, I'm just going to chalk that up as a loss to be safe.
Hey, I think we'll split.
Wait a minute, though. Didn't we beat Philly on the road last year?
In a game they must win with Heineke, wasn't it? Wasn't Heineke did that? No,
It was Heineke. No, it was Heineke. It was Heineke.
Yeah.
It was Taylor for sure.
Yeah,
We ran the ball a lot, but
we did. We sure did.
Yeah.
And then it looks like we get our first primetime game versus the Bears at home.
Why
Week
is
5,
it they love putting us
8:15.
on Thursday night against the Bears? They did that last season.
And the last time we did that was just an absolute mess.
We
It was
lost.
12-10, and Carson and Justin Fields both looked like dog shit. Like
We
it was
should have
terrible.
lost that game, man. There's a couple of misfortunate incidents happened for Fields because they could have won.
And that's the game we rushed Brian Robinson back, right? That was his first game back.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was.
No. He came back for the Titans game.
But that was the first game he was fully featured in. We just turned around and gave him the ball like a billion times, right?
We gave the ball to a lot of people a billion times that game because we only threw the ball like 18 times.
Right. Like the last game of the year.
Well, that's because that's also because Wentz got hurt in the middle of the game too.
He did. He hurt like his thumb or something, right? He broke it.
Where he had his injury.
Yeah. He hit a helmet. I think in a throwing motion, and he just
that's where he hurt. That's where he broke his hand.
Yeah. And then it was a Taylor show after that. And so after that, we go away October 15th, 1 p.m. to play the Falcons.
Another tough game.
4-2
in Atlanta.
4-2.
Sorry, I'm gonna pull this back up here in a second. But
are you just doing your prediction or all of ours?
I'm just talking. Y'all can do what you want. I'm just.
I have us beating Atlanta or 4. I'll even go 4-2 at that point.
So in Atlanta at home, I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of Desmond Ridder. This is Desmond Ridder's year, but
I hope it's Heineke. I hope it's Heineke, and I hope.
I didn't say it.
I hope that's exactly what. That's exactly the sound that you hear, right as he gets high load by Sweat and Chase Young at the same time, and he literally severs in half around the field. You got the upper half of Heineke over here. You got the lower half. Y'all know that this is stick, right? And then the lower half of Heineke over
Man, y'all gonna get what y'all wish for. That motherfucker gonna come in here and throw for 800 yards or some crazy shit.
That's
then everybody's
terrifying.
gonna lose. Then everybody's gonna lose their shit. Man.
You kidding me? Each one of our DBs will have a pick against Heineke, and it'll float. There'll be like 3 of them.
Man, look,
just standing there with no receiver around, just waiting.
Heineke might fuck around. Heineke might fuck around, throw 3 interceptions, and then throw the touchdown and wins the game. Though
all I gotta say is that if you're a defender, and there's a ref coming towards you, throw them out the way. Don't let them cut block you.
No,
man,
that's terrible. I mean, anything's possible, right? We've always been on this side of the Heineke train. We don't know what it's like to be on the other side.
I will say this: that's 10 days between the Bears and the Falcons game. So, that should allow some, if you get some, some guys get nicked up early on, give them a little extra time to heal.
Yeah. And we have Marcus Elin joining us in the chat, said, "What's up, family? Commanders have too many buys and a late buy." So if you look at after the October 5th game for the primetime game, we have a 10-day break. Those primetime games always, granted, you have a 4-day break before, but you have a 10-day break after. So I guess you could call that a mini buy if you wanted to.
Right. We got a 4-day break between the Giants, and we never beat the Eagles.
Right.
That's the one we could lose October 29th.
Well, you actually have 3 mini buys if you think about it. And then November 23rd to December 3rd. That's an 11 day
mini buy.
That's a mini buy. And then December 3rd to December 17th is your actual buy. So that's a 14-day break. You have a 2-week break. So we have like essentially a 10-day break, a 10-day break, and a 2-week break. If you think about it, right? 10-day break between October 5th and October 15th, right?
Mm-hmm.
A 10-day break between November 23rd and December 3rd, right?
And then between December 14 days. But that also means that we're going to play 1 game in 24 days.
That's insane.
We're going to have all kinds of
I've never seen that in my life.
Man, here's the thing. That gives you so much of an opportunity. That's 3 weeks. You play one game, right? That is a great opportunity to get healthy before you hit that December stretch there.
That's crazy.
If we're still
4
relevant.
games against tough opponents.
If we're still relevant, hopefully.
Well, Dev, come on. Don't put that.
We're
in
going to
us.
be in it.
We have been, haven't we, every year at least relevant, right? At
Yeah.
least relevant at the end of the year,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
All right. So we're at Atlanta. So records. Go back
I have it
to
the 4-2 after the Atlanta game.
After the Atlanta game. So I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. I have us 4-2 after Atlanta as well. What about you, Dev? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right. Then we go to the Giants away October 22nd.
I'm gonna not have us win. I'm not gonna have us beating the Giants ever until we do it, dog. So.
Nope. I got us at 4-3 as well. Phil's gonna give us that win. I can smell it.
You know, it's like one of these teams, the NFC East, we're going to sweep, and I'm just debating if it's going to be the Cowboys or the Giants.
It's going to be Cowboys or the Eagles. It's definitely not going to be fucking
No,
Giants.
you know what? No. I'll say this: we will beat the Giants, but not this game. 4-3.
You don't think so?
No. Watch what I'm about to do, though. Let's keep going.
Okay. Next, we are back at the Eagles at home. I'm going to give us that win. 1 p.m. Week 8. We are sitting at 5-3.
5-3 as we approach, just now there's no midway point, but okay, 5-3.
What about you, Dev? After the Eagles game, what you got?
Yeah, we beat the New England Patriots.
Well, I mean, do you have us beating the Eagles?
No.
Are you keeping track of your record?
Hold on. How much did we have them winning on the first one or the second one? We haven't won the first one.
I had them losing the first one.
I have them losing the first one.
All right, then we win the second one. We split the Eagles every year.
So
it seems like.
I got us at 5-3. What about you, Phil?
5-3.
5-3?
I'm with y'all so far.
Didn't you have us winning against New York?
Not that game.
Oh, okay. New England Patriots away next week.
I got us winning that game.
Man, I hate to say it. We can win that too. I got us at 6-3.
I'm not saying who on that fucking team are you scared of?
Nobody.
Right.
6-3. Then we head to Seattle.
I think we'll beat them too. Not scared of Seattle either. I think last year was a fluke. I think Seattle's gonna be terrible.
I don't think Seattle was that good. I mean, they were a team that we could have beat last year. They were the same general record as us.
I think they weren't that good.
I don't know. And we're much better quarterbacks than we were last year. And I don't think Geno is going to be Geno again. I think he'll come back to earth. He's not going to be.
I think he'll be fine.
I don't think he's going to be total dumpster juice, but he's not going to be what he was last year either. So, give us that win too. 7-3.
7-3.
7-3. God did not think we were going to be this good that far.
I'm still on the fence about that Seattle game. I'm going to give us a loss. I got to be the naysayer. I'm going to go 6-4. I'm not going to conform. Giants at home next week, Dev.
Loss. I'm never giving us a win versus Giants. We never beat those motherfuckers.
We win.
Last time we beat the Giants is when Dan Snyder called them motherfuckers.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play worst case. We'll have some contrast. I got us. We'll say 6-5 after November 19th.
God, I got us at 8-3.
8-3. Okay, that's fair. And then Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd.
I'm never gonna have us losing to these child turkeys.
Is that the second game?
That's
for
the first
Thanksgiving
game
Day?
against Dallas.
We played last game.
For Thanksgiving, is the 4:30 game the second game or 4:30 game?
It's second game.
Okay, so we're right there in the middle.
Win.
W.
Yeah, I got that as a dub as well. So I'm sitting at 7-5.
I'm at 9-3.
That's okay. 7-5. Then 10 days later, we are back at home against the Dolphins.
I think we beat the Dolphins because this is the reason, man. Like, right. Dolphins have a very talented team, but that motherfucker throws 6 or 7 drop step backs every play, man.
He's gonna.
I don't think against Washington that's a smart. Like, if they come out and do read option shit, they could give you some trouble because they can use our aggressiveness against us on a line. But man, if you think he's gonna step back there and do 7-8 step drop backs with the faster defensive backfield and that pass rush, if healthy, man, I don't think any team that relies on 30, 40-yard passes every drive to score will beat us, man. I don't think that's the way you beat Washington.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but I damn sure think they got the talent to blow any team out of the water. But I just think the matchup is the reason I don't think Miami beats us, just based on that.
I
got Miami winning this one, unfortunately, because I got a really good friend of mine who we are going to bet on this game, and he's a Dolphins fan. So I need us to win, but I got this one chalked up as a loss for a lot of reasons. Dev said, just it's a matchup thing.
So you got Miami as
they're
a loss.
made to take on aggressive defenses.
Yeah, I got us beating them.
So we're 9-4. I got them at 9-4.
All right, I got us at 8-5. Chargers, after a 14-day break, a bye week, away in LA, across the country, December 17th.
Washington. Stafford ain't gonna be healthy by
that should be 17th. A win. I'm gonna give us a win.
Stafford's not gonna be healthy by
the Rams or the Chargers.
That's the LA Rams.
Yeah, that's the Rams. The Rams aren't. LA Rams are not going to be they're not going to be healthy by December 17th, bro.
Yeah.
I don't trust Stafford.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been the Chargers for a second.
I'm sitting at 9-5.
Oh, we really ran if it's Chargers, they don't win in December. So,
all right, moving on to Christmas Eve, 1 p.m. up in New York. I got us taking an L.
I got us taking an L there.
I got us losing. I don't know why either. I'm not that impressed with the Jets.
That team already good.
Don't we usually always beat Aaron Rodgers, though?
We do.
Do I feel like...
I will say that Jets defense is insanely good. And that team was
what was
performing...
the Jets defense last year ranked?
I'll look it up. They were like 6-2 with Flacco and Zach Wilson doing nothing. You know what I mean? So plug Rodgers in. I think they're just going to be better. But
okay. I mean, I still got us taking a loss because it's for some reason I don't know. I just don't.
What do you?
We got to take a loss somewhere in
last
here.
Year, Dev, for defense. What do you want to go by? Total yards.
What is the number?
The Jets total yards. They were third in the NFL as yards given up. Least amount of yards given up. Third behind the Eagles, Saints,
That's what I give
Jets.
a fuck about.
We were fourth, by the way. We were fourth.
Right, I know. We were top 5 defense. But what are they? Were they a top 5 defense?
Yes. Touchdowns. They gave up the least amount of touchdowns in the NFL last year.
It looks like they were 4th overall, right?
In yards. No, we were 4th. They were 3rd.
Right. I didn't think they were that much better than us. And you got to think we were injured on defense all year. You know what I'm saying? It's like Sweat was out some, Young was out some, Allen was out some. You know what I'm saying? Holcomb was out. BSJ was out. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed like, Curl was out. So, there's a lot of, I think our defense was better than they were last year. I think our defense is better than the numbers would show us last year.
Especially with an offense that was not
the first half of the year we were putting backups out there at almost every level. The first 6 games of the year, man, we didn't have a viable defense.
Jets were number 4 in total points allowed last year, Dev, in the league, 316. Niners number 1, the Bills number 2, Ravens number 3, Jets number 4.
What were we?
We were 7.
We were number 7. Yeah,
right. It's not that much difference, though, right?
No.
So I'm saying it's
they'll slip one by us. I mean, I'm talking about like that's gonna be one of those 16-13 kind of games.
They got a couple notable players. They got C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner. Well, they did. This is 22. I don't know who had this year.
Sauce Gardner's a badass.
Quincy Williams, DJ Reed, Quan Alexander, LaMarcus Joyner, Sheldon Rankins.
Louisville.
You and your Louisville. Quinton Williams had 12 sacks last year. Carl Lawson had 7.
Yeah, they blitz a lot, though. We don't.
So they had a good team. So the
10-5.
Defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht, offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, coach Robert Salah. All right. So I got us at 9-6. Going on to the Niners and the New Year's Eve. I'm gonna chalk that up. Y'all go first.
L.
Dev.
Man, we got to beat these motherfuckers one day, bro.
I said L.
I'm not taking the L there. The reason is I just don't. I feel like they are also one of those teams that's never healthy at the end of the year, and we always catch them. They always catch us at the beginning of the year.
I don't know. We caught them towards the end of the season last year, and it was a close game until the very end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we got a better quarterback. I think that we improved more than they improved. That's just how I look at it. They are a good team, but I don't know if they're better than they were last year. They might be just as good. But do you think we got better or worse last year? I think that we improved more than they improved.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are better. I think on paper, if you go by last year, they're better than us. But I don't think that Washington is Washington of last year. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't feel like it's the same team, man. I don't feel like it's the same squad.
You're right.
Healthy.
We don't know who's going to be playing quarterback at this point. Brock Purdy could be back.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Who's to say he's going to be any good?
Right.
You know what I mean? They're a well-built roster.
If it's Lance, they ain't gonna be good. Lance was
our
terrible,
predictions. Our predictions now don't mean anything. We gotta look at where we are right before week 1.
Hit me week 6. I tell you.
Yeah, this is just for fun.
Yeah.
So I'll chalk it up as of now. Who cares?
All right, 10-6 in my mind.
Dallas, end of the season.
Win.
TBD.
Win. We are sweeping the Cowboys. They're gonna. And
what is that?
There's gonna be playoffs on the line. Playoff implications. So they'll put this in prime time, and this will just be like last season and every other time we seem to play Dallas. When both teams have something to play for, we win. All right. Yeah. So
what do you got us at, Phil, to end the
11-6?
What about you, Dev? Do you know?
I didn't really keep up. I kind of remember losses. I think we lose like 6 games.
I got us at 10-7. Phil has us 11-6. This is just
I'm agree with you. 10-7. That sounds like a reasonable.
That was my prediction before I went through this. Really, like,
so I think it's going to take that for him not to get fired. Even if it's anything other than 10 wins, I think he's gone.
Well, that's what I was trying to ask you, Dev. Yeah. So last year we were 8-8-1. The year prior we were 7-9.
Yeah,
7-9-1 or something like that.
No, 7. It was.
We were 7-10 the year before.
Wasn't last year the first year of the 17-game schedule? This past year?
No, second
year.
Yeah, that's your fault.
So we were
8-8-1 last year. We were 7-10 the year before.
Okay.
We were 7-9 the year before that, but won the division.
7-9, 7-10, 8-8-1. That's a slight upward trend. 10-7. That's definitely continuing an upward trend.
I think Washington was a 10 or 11 win team last year.
What is so 10? Does 10 wins and a new ownership secure Ron more time?
No, man. I'm telling you right now, 10 wins. No, 10 wins and a playoff win. Yeah. For sure. At least a good outing. Like if you can get out 10 wins and know that how is your quarterback.
Yeah.
Then you can work on that. But if you go into 2024 thinking I'm about to drop another quarterback or have somebody compete with this motherfucker you don't know yet, gotta fire everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta fire everybody. Especially if Levis is good. If Levis is good and Herndon is good and you have a quarterback.
That means the Colts are good, and that means Jim Irsay is happy.
If Lamar Jackson gets MVP of the year, dog, you got to fire everybody.
Nah, not for Lamar Jackson.
I'm telling you, if Lamar Jackson gets MVP of the year, when you could have afforded him, man, you could have got him. And you
had nobody else.
And you so what? The Ravens ain't got no fucking body else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you could have got a quarterback and we lose because we didn't have a quarterback. If we lose because you don't have a quarterback, bro, Ron's gone, man.
Well,
that's all I'm saying. It's how's the secret to for Ron to stay? How goes Ron stays? How Hal stays, bro? He's tied. His career is tied to Hal's at this point.
They go as far as one goes as far as the other.
One hand's gonna have to watch the other, man.
Yeah, not lying.
I mean, that's what's gonna have to happen. And I feel bad because I think at this point, out of all the coaches since Gibbs left, Ron's my favorite, bro.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Since I just saw Williams just dunk on the whole squad on a crazy lob.
I mean, Ravens. Don't forget the Ravens also have Nelson. I'm sorry, they have Nelson Aguilar, but they also picked up OBJ. So that should be some good firepower for
OBJ ain't
Lamar.
been good in like 5 years, bro. What has
probably get hurt,
OBJ
too.
done since that stupid ass catch where he leaned back and caught it? What else has he done, bro?
You got a ring with the Rams?
Yeah, where he
Sure
he
did.
played like 5 games the whole fucking year. That's what I'm trying to say. They would have won without him. It was the Super Friends, man. The Super Friends won a ring. I could have played receiver for the Rams last year and won a ring.
10-7, 11-6. We get in the playoffs. Ron's safe. We keep moving forward.
You think we're going to playoffs and Ron? All we have to do is get the playoffs. You think Ron say? Yeah, I know. We wasn't going to get Lamar Jackson, Marcus. I know that. I knew that a long time ago. But I'm saying you didn't even make a chance. You didn't even take a shot at him. I would at least ran up the price for Ravens. I at least ran the price,
or at least you could have said it in the press. Yeah, we're looking at all options. We're even looking at Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, we can't afford him. At least say something.
We did that last season and it didn't do anything for us.
And now we're under potential investigation for calling every team for every quarterback.
Remember, we called it about Patrick Mahomes last season.
I think that they didn't do that publicly because they have faith in Sam. If you tell Sam Howell, we got faith in you, bro. You're our number one. You're our QB1.
That was last season. They're talking
and
about
then you turn around and say we're still calling every team for quarterbacks. That's probably why they didn't do that this year, because they have complete faith in Sam Howell.
You did that when you pay to do the first night of free agency to be the backup.
I know this is
to get a definite backup, which is just further.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
You know what, Dev? At the end of the day,
nobody else does it.
They're doing something different. Okay, they're different. What they've done so far has not worked, and it's failure.
Not at quarterback.
The quarterback position has been failure for this is their 4th year, 3 years in a row.
Hey, if
Ron's
you tell me
failed.
It's been a failure since Kirk Cousins left.
Failure. And now it's time to try something new. My only beef is they should have did this from you take a chance year 1.
Yep.
You don't take a chance on your 4th year.
Man,
your 4th year is usually you're like, shit, if I don't get this, I'm fired.
He should have took a chance with Haskins. He should have took a chance with
You did take a chance with Haskins. Haskins didn't want to
the next 2 years, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that's stupid. Like what
Carson
did that
Wentz.
what would that have done for you if Ryan Fitzpatrick was good? What would that have done for you?
Why did you not draft a quarterback? That's a failure on Ron Rivera for not drafting a quarterback.
I think that going 7-9 and winning the division were both above the expectations they had. They thought maybe we're closer than we thought. So maybe we just need to get a better quarterback in there, not necessarily. And you gotta remember, they tried that offseason for Russell Wilson. They tried for Matt Stafford and didn't get them. They didn't work out, but they tried. They ended up with Fitzpatrick because you didn't really have many options left. You weren't going to go with Heineke.
Yeah.
You weren't going to keep, Hopalong Cassidy a quarterback.
Well, on that note of quarterback, and the guy who made our thumbnail because he's got nuts on his chin, Mr. Jim Irsay. It's been real. It's no secret. Yes, the team admitted we contacted every team. I forget. I have to pull up the words of Martin Mayhew. He said we contacted every team that had a quarterback available, and probably some more. And somehow there was rumors that came up that we inquired with Andrew Luck, even through proxies to Andrew Luck, to see if he would come out of retirement. Now, let's get this straight. The Colts own the rights to Andrew Luck. He retired. Doing research into this topic, the Colts could have recouped all that money the year he retired. They gave him $25 million that year with the good faith that he might consider coming back. That's insane.
That's stupid.
That's a terrible
Jim Irsay for you.
Business.
What's funny about it? What's funny about it? I almost feel as if
what?
I almost feel as if Irsay is genius for that. Because what if he did come back and play for another team?
It would have been great.
It would have been great for Luck.
What do you mean? And play for another team?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Like, what if he didn't? What if he did take his money back and then like decide he wanted to play again? He could play for anybody else.
But then Irsay would have had that money to spend on
no,
quarterback.
Dev. It doesn't matter. They owned his rights, whether they gave him that.
Oh, okay. So
signing bonus. It was a signing bonus and roster bonus. Yes, they owned his rights no matter what. That was just money. They gave him the roster bonus and the signing bonus because they spread the signing bonus out over the years. And the roster bonus, he gave him $25 million that year. Didn't have to. They could have recouped it. So, but it was reported by Mark Maskey and Nikki Javala that a source within Luck's camp said the Commanders did not contact Andrew Luck, his father or his uncle, because his uncle is Andrew Luck's agent. And he retired in 2019. He was 29. He felt exhausted. He had multiple injuries. He had that shoulder injury he was trying to come back from. Dude was a great quarterback. He could have had a phenomenal.
I don't know about great.
I think he was great. I think he would have been an easy first ballot Hall of Famer.
You think so?
Hands down.
I don't know,
without a doubt.
I think there's too many first ballot Hall of Famers, to be honest.
I think he was,
considering those who are not in the Hall of Fame that should be. Yes, I think that the term first ballot Hall of Famer has lost its luster with me.
Yeah, so he was 53 and 33.
I think he was a great value Phillip Rivers.
No, I think he's better than Phillip Rivers.
No.
53 and 33.
I think he's
61%, 23,600 yards, 171 touchdowns, 83 interceptions.
Yeah, he's not Phillip Rivers.
He's from this area, Phil. Do you know that?
Yeah.
That's probably why he got a call.
I saw a picture of him the other day. Dude's lost all his football weight. He is looking
down like 175 now.
He looks like an old ass farmer.
He does. He's looking pedestrian, just like Ryan Kerrigan. If you've seen Ryan Kerrigan, they have no meat left on their bones. But
Kerrigan looks like just like a gym bro.
He does. He's just a good guy who's in good shape. But
yeah.
So Jim Irsay is raising a fit to the NFL, saying he wants the Commanders investigated. He goes, we cannot dismiss this accusation without it properly being investigated. At this point, we know Jim Irsay has it out for the Commanders. It's no secret.
Let's just get those cops that investigated that murder that happened in his apartment complex, man.
With the dead hooker?
Yeah, I don't think she was a hooker, she was a mistress. I don't want to slander any hoes.
No, she was paid for her work. She was a hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, she was an escort because
I thought she was his mistress, but anyways.
I mean, we let you guys fleece us for Carson Wentz. Ron Rivera was dumb enough to let you guys fleece us for Carson Wentz. Just be happy with it. We gave you draft picks for Carson Wentz. You guys won. You
understand Irsay. You gotta understand Irsay has to make a villain out there worse than him. Colts fans love him because, let's face it, what the hell else is in Indianapolis besides
the Lucas Oil Stadium? Nothing.
If I was him, I won't.
The Pacers are meh. You know,
if I was him, I won't dance out of the state.
University basketball is meh
because he makes everyone look better.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I won't snap to the state. I want people on me then.
Let's be clear.
The only thing great in Indianapolis is the Speedway and St. Elmo's Steakhouse. Those are the only two things worth going to Indianapolis for. So that's why Indy fans are so loyal to him, because he literally moved his team out. His dad moved his team out of Baltimore in the middle of the night and gave them something else.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of history.
But let's fact this man has an extremely shady history. All right. He's an addict. He's at least an accessory to murder at this point.
No,
how the hell you have a dead hooker in your apartment and you know nothing about it?
And his skin looks like
not only that,
his skin looks like my ball bag.
She OD'd on his prescription medicine, bro.
I know. But let's be clear though. It
in an apartment under the team's name by him.
Yeah, they just swept that one. They just swept that under the rug, and that's the whole reason the Mary Jo White report's not going to get released either, because he's going to sweep it under the rug. Let's be clear though. If in fact they did contact Andrew Luck, that is 100% tampering, and it has to be. You have to be disciplined. You cannot tamper with other players.
But if the two parties who are supposedly directly in contact with each other both are saying,
That didn't
No.
happen.
Correct.
Didn't happen.
Exactly. So
You got nothing except more visions brought on by your crack habit.
Yep. Nothing.
So here's the thing. You want to give him Donkey of the Day, Jackass of the Year, Dickhead of the Century. It's Jim Irsay.
How about Fiend of the Week?
Fiend of the week.
Fiend of the decade. I mean, this dude just
Facehead of the week.
and here's the thing: when we have new owners by, I wonder, did they say it was the finance committee? Is the one that's holding up the sale of this team right now?
Well, they have to vet the 17 partners, and some of them are international, so it's taking additional time for them to do that, and that's standard practice. I don't know why they waited this long to vet that, but all good.
Because I had to wait on the ownership to agree. The owners to all agree at the meeting, I think, or some shit.
Yeah, well, the finance committee's it's approved.
Jim Irsay's on the finance committee.
He's just making a stink. So another thing I want to show you guys
on the finance committee. He's one of the people holding up the sale of this team.
Hawkshaven put out a good diagram. So after the draft, after we signed all of our free agents, they did a little mini depth chart. I just want to do a quick glimpse of this. So for defense, the starters: Chase Young, Deron Payne, John Allen, Montez Sweat. Linebackers: Jamin Davis, Cody Barton, which is a little baffling. And then the cornerbacks: Kendall Fuller, Emmanuel Forbes with Quan Martin in the slot, Derek Forrest and Cam Curl at the safeties. Derek Forrest at free safety, Cam Curl at strong safety. What do you guys think about this depth chart as it stands?
I'm fine
today?
with this.
I like it.
I am fine with this because you got to realize that Curl's basically a linebacker, and so is Reeves, and both of them play very well up front.
The Cody Barton thing, that
no,
Jamin Davis
was going to be.
I'm lost on where we're at. Is the green? I guess the starter.
Greens are the guys who are pretty much locked in at starters. Yes.
Then why is Emmanuel Forbes blue?
Rookie. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, I see what it is on the right. I was okay. So they got Kendall starting and Forbes.
Kendall and Forbes on the outside.
Here you go.
But they don't have
the clear starter. Light green's borderline. The teal is a 2023 draft pick.
Oh, so
brown is a bubble.
So it's not in any kind of order. So green is clear starter. So that means they just
light
have
green is.
They just have him there for some reason.
Who?
When you go back and look at the corners, they got Emmanuel Forbes down at the starting spot, but really, I guess it's St. Juice will start there. For some reason, Brandon Forbes is on the bottom.
It's a good problem to have. I don't know what they're going to do.
No, the guy closest to the position is the starter.
But if you look
at it said in the key chart that the green is starter. It said blue is just rookie.
Oh.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I looked at it. I was like, all the other starters are right next to.
Because a lot of people thought that Forbes and St. Juice would be on the outside, and they would throw Kendall Fuller in the slot because he plays very well in the slot.
Kendall's going to get cut. Bro.
Well, this is Hawkshaven making predictions here.
It is. So, but I mean,
this looks fine to me.
You got Troy Apke on there still. You got Jeremy Reeves. He's going to make it. Percy Butler. I want to see more Percy Butler. We wasted. Was he a fourth round pick?
Percy Butler is going to be back there in a lot of these nickel and dime packages.
Who's the other safety we got in the draft? It wasn't
Quan Martin. They have him.
So they got him in the slide.
They have him in the slot.
See what's going on there. Okay.
Which is an interesting choice, but I mean, he can play slot. Here's the beautiful thing: you can move these guys around all different. You can put Fuller on the outside, Fuller on the inside, Martin at slot, Martin at safety. You can move Curl up, you can move Curl back. There's a lot of versatility with the defensive backfield, and that's if you're going to have like real position flex, that's where you want it on the defense because you can throw so many different looks.
I hope that secondary linebacker position, none of those guys make the team.
Hey, Ben, they got Percy Butler, or excuse me, they got Forrest as the starting free safety. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, he did last year and he killed. So
definitely
I'm not going to knock that. Yeah, I'm not going to knock that.
Definitely a good thing.
Yeah. I honestly think the way they'll work that out is that Forrest or excuse me, Cam Curl will slide down into that linebacker, secondary linebacker position. Forrest to go over to the strong safety position, and Butler will stay free. That's my understanding of how I would have done it. I would have probably
basically you're putting Curl in the where it says Cody Barton.
Right. I mean, I think that's how we would normally start it. We don't start two linebackers. Our base defense is Buffalo nickel. There wouldn't be two linebackers. I think Cam Curl would slide down to that linebacker position, play like a in the box safety.
Buffalo nickel would put Curl. Oh, this is where you're incorrect. Buffalo nickel would have Curl where Quan Martin is.
Well, Quan Martin is a safety. He's the Buffalo nickel. I'm not saying that Cam Curl is playing the Buffalo nickel. I'm saying in the Buffalo nickel scheme, Cam Curl will go down to linebacker. Derek Forrest will go to strong. Percy Butler will go to full. Or
Quan Martin plays back there at safety.
Quan Martin plays slot corner. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ben Harlow says, "Was John Bostic on this chart?"
I'm talking about who I would start. Yeah, John
okay.
Bostic.
I'm just talking about I'm just talking about the fact that Quan Martin can play both.
Right, but I would start Quan Martin.
Good at both.
Then John Bostic is not on this depth chart, but that's not to say he's not going to get a phone call before the year's over. We know he might get a phone call. You get two people get injured, he's probably getting a phone call.
Week 1.
Marcus says, I hope Jack Del Rio can create more creative pressure packages. Because, we all know this. He sends 4 and that's it. When we saw Jamin Davis actually rush the quarterback last year, he was effective. And I don't think they did it enough.
We also did really good off the slot blitz.
Yeah, we did. So let's move on to offense, though. What do you think about the offense? So just for the audio crowd, at left tackle, Charles Leno. Left guard, Andrew Norwell. Not liking that. Center, Nick Gates. Right guard, Sam Cosmi. Right tackle, Andrew Wiley. Tight end, Logan Thomas. Wide receiver, Terry McLaurin. Wide receivers, Curtis Samuel. Wide receiver, Jahan Dotson. Sam Howell, QB1. Starting running back, Brian Robinson. Our third down back, Antonio Gibson. What do you think about this depth chart?
I don't like
left guard.
I think left guard changes. I think what they're doing is that they're saying basically since Norwell's the vet,
right, a first refusal sort of thing,
camp as a potential starter. But you notice he's not a definite starter.
No, Chris Paul or Sadiq might get that position.
Sadiq ain't getting nothing, but on the injury,
probably going to be Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul is underrated. From what I think,
Chris Paul might be there.
Yeah.
But I think this is if you're going to play it, make a safe assumption. The safe assumption is that Chris Paul has to unseat the veteran from that spot. Yeah. Okay. Let him do it.
Okay. So let's just say Charles Leno.
Paul, Gates, Cosby, Wiley is not a bad line.
Does that line?
Who they got starting? Green starts. So they got Noah starting.
Charles Leno.
No, that light green is not a starter. It
says borderline starter.
Borderline starter.
All right, so he don't know who's going to start anywhere on the line, obviously.
Well, Gates. That's because they don't know if they're going to go Gates, Stromberg, or Larson's not likely going to start.
I think the center position is Gates to lose. I think it's his position to lose. I think Cosme's locked into right guard. There's no question about that.
Gates can play guard, though.
The way they have it here is if they fix left guard, I think that's it. Does this line protect Sam Howell?
No.
They had to protect him enough.
But he is more mobile than any other quarterback we've had in a very long time. Maybe that's the risk they took to mitigate the skill set of the offensive line is Sam Howell's mobility.
Is he more mobile than Taylor?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's more willing to be mobile than Taylor.
And I think he has a more stout frame than Taylor.
He can take the hits. Yeah.
He can take the hits. Yeah.
He's not seriously, it's funny because if you look at how Sam Howell is built, 20 years ago, they put 10 pounds on him and make him a fullback. he's got that kind of a build.
You got to remember, what did he rush for his junior? Was it? He
almost got 1,000.
Yeah, it was 700 and then like almost 1,000. So, yeah.
Hey, Dev. I mean, You want Lamar, and here you got a guy who can possibly run like
I'm a Hal fan. I'm rooting for Hal, man. I just the chances of a 5th round pick being the guy, man, in his first year ever playing, you taking a chance, man.
No, you're right. You are right.
I'm excited. I love that we're rolling the dice
More often.
Yeah, I just feel like if you want to roll the dice, why didn't you do this shit last year? And why did you only give him 16 or whatever it passes?
Because they thought they had a chance to do something more than they did last year.
But it's
why would you think you had a chance when the best quarterback on your team wasn't playing, though? If you thought this guy was the best quarterback on your team, how do you feel like you had a chance with somebody else? It doesn't even make sense.
Who's to say you can not be the best quarterback on your team to begin the season and be the best quarterback on your team to end it?
So he's the best quarterback on the team the last game of the year, and that's it?
I think so.
I think they softly admitted it was an error. Ron didn't even know we were out of playoff contention. There's a lot of things that went wrong
until after the Browns game.
A lot of things that were wrong at the end of the year. But Marcus makes a good comment. Andrew Norwell is going to be released, and I wouldn't be surprised our guard isn't on our roster. I don't know about the second part, but the first part, Andrew Norwell's cap hit is $5 million, almost 5.1. It's $5 million.
That's more than all the other guards combined.
That's very, very high. So Marcus brings up a great point. I don't see Andrew Norwell lasting at that cap hit.
I don't either, but I'm going off the idea that this is what we go into camp with, minus a couple of guys to get down to 90.
Noah wasn't like horrible at the end of the year either, by the way. He was very bad.
He just started off really bad. He had a really bad start.
Yeah.
Really he's good. Start. He's a good run blocker. It's his pass blocking that just.
Who knows? Maybe this new West Coast offense, run pass option, more athletic, speedy linemen, don't have to hold your blocks for more than 2 seconds. Maybe that benefits him. Who knows?
That's
in Scott Turner's offense, you had to hold your block for 3+ seconds. That's a lot to ask.
7 if Taylor's back there being indecisive.
Yes.
I cut the shit out of my hand with this machete. That's where I went while ago. I'm like bleeding all over the place over here. I was fucking around with this machete and cut my
Why are you fucking around with a machete in the middle of the
I have no idea, man. I was just holding the machete.
We mentioned Andrew Norwell. You break out blades.
Open, man, and outside to run in there and get a damn wash rag.
Yeah. Marcus also says they should have started Hal in the Browns game. Yeah. If you thought he was your guy, you should have started.
That's what I'm saying. You should have started.
They thought they had a chance in the playoff berth, and they did.
Yeah.
They weren't eliminated until
they played him, especially because you had a chance in the playoffs. If you thought he was that good, if you thought he was better than everybody else,
it's old school mentality. You don't make that change if you're still playing for something.
But he made one from Heineke, though. That's the thing. If you're going to make a change, Heineke's going to make a change, bro.
Make a change,
y'all. I'm all about you play every game to win until you have nothing to play for. So
I'm with it too. But if you're telling me on one half after the best quarterback on your team is Hal, then you can play somebody else. Which one?
Last topic. Report about the teams after the draft. They did a good. This is just a silly Bleacher Report thing, but I thought I'd share it. After the draft, ranking all of the defensive teams. Where do people sit? Where do people stand?
And this is why we're going to beat the Cardinals week 1 right there.
Yeah, let me change it to why not Washington.
Why not?
Cardinals ranked 32. They got the Rams at 31. We were beating them. The Vikings at 30. Interesting. Bears at 29.
The Vikings got worse.
Raiders at 28. I thought they'd be higher than that with Max Crosby and crew.
Did Thielen go to Carolina, right?
I don't know where Thielen went. Somebody can look that up.
What is this? Sure. What is this ranking of?
This is the ranking of the defenses after the draft.
I wish we were playing the Colts this year, and Sam Howell puts up 50 on them.
Colts at 27. They got
what?
Texans at just pay attention. Watch out. Texans at 26. They got the Giants at 25. The Lions at 24. I'm just going to keep going down. Titans 23. Jags at 22. They got the Falcons at 21.
They got some teams tanking on defense this year.
Carolina at 20. They got the Seahawks at 19.
They're going to have motherfucking
Packers at 19.
San Fran, Cowboys 1-2, and Eagles 3, I bet.
Preston Smith on the cover, former Redskin. Bucks at 17. They have the Chargers at 16.
I heard the phrase aging Preston Smith, and I was like, holy God.
Chiefs at 15. They have the Dolphins at 14. They have the Browns at 13. They got the Bengals at 12.
We're 11, bro.
11 Broncos. The 10, they have the Steelers. Then at the 9th spot, they got the Saints. 8th spot, they got the Patriots, by the way, who also got Christian Gonzalez, who I did want over Manuel Forbes.
I hate those Patriot uniforms, by the way.
7th spot, they got the Cowboys. And Micah Parsons, by the way, Micah Parsons is officially a defensive end this year on the roster. That was announced last week. And by the way, I think that was a financial move from Parsons in his camp because defensive ends get paid more than linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to be listed as a defensive end this year. So number 6, the Buffalo Bills. Still no Commanders. Number 5, the Baltimore Ravens. Dev, where do you think we are on this? We're already at 5.
3.
Number 4, the Washington Commanders. Number 4 overall, according to this report. We were ranked 3rd overall in yardage, 7th in points after picking up Jartavius Martin, Emmanuel Forbes, Cody Barton. And we lost Cole Hogan, Bob McCain. They think we are going to be number 4 in the league in defense. Number 3, the Jets. I told you that Jets defense is good. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. I think you said that, Dev. And number 1, San Francisco. But yeah, just thought I would funny to share that. Ben said at first he didn't believe the report, and he goes, "Okay, now I believe the report."
Hey, I'm down. I'm down.
You know what? That works for me. It really does. If we want, I still don't know necessarily what our identity is right now. You got to say it's defense because it's the strongest suit of our team. It would be nice to have some team identity.
We are going to be one of the more physical teams in the league. We're going to beat you with defense. We're going to beat you with ball control. And then we're going to be, and then Sam Howell's going to, be called upon really just to, pop some stuff downfield.
I wonder if they're going to use him like the Eagles use Hurts. Well, as far as setup, every the thing about Hurts, he can't beat you standing back there and just dropping back. He can't do it,
but he can beat you in the RPO game.
And if they keep you balanced, if they're able to play balance where you don't know if they're going to pass or run, they're impossible to beat. And I think that's maybe what Washington tries to do.
They ran that with Patrick Mahomes quite a bit, so I think that's what we're going to run with Sam Howell is the RPO, West Coast offense and RPO.
I hope so.
We fired John Matsko, who was the offensive line, who was an Eric Coryell baby his entire career, Eric Coryell guy. All of a sudden, Eric Bieniemy comes in. Hey, we're going to run a West Coast offense. I'm sorry, you don't know what that is. You can't coach it. You probably don't agree with it. I'm going to find my own offensive line coach. We need offense. We need athletic linemen. Mm-hmm. We need guys who can move in space. We don't need guys who can sit back there and pass block. We need guys who can move. So I don't know. I'm excited to see how this all comes together. I hope it's not a train wreck.
No. I think Bieniemy's going to. I don't think Bieniemy's going to go pure West Coast. He'll adapt because you got to see. Look how that offense changed when Tyreek Hill left. He changed the offense to fit his talent.
Yeah, and they feature the tight end a lot more when Travis Kelce. The problem is we have 3 really good receivers and not a good tight end.
But here's the thing. The idea is going to be, and they're all good at yards after the catch.
Yeah.
So I think that the idea is going to be get the ball in their hands quickly. But I think he's going to open up that deep game as well because you can't let him arm like Howell's just go to waste.
No, absolutely.
So
but if you do that RPO enough,
offense was with Hill, because they had a burner, they still took the tops off of defenses. It wasn't all old school 49ers 8-yard slant passes. All right, you're going to see a lot of mixture, and I think that you're going to see some of those Air Coryell concepts in terms of your first read deep as opposed to your first read short.
I'm with you. Ben Harlow says execution has always been the challenge with slow starts, the BS delay of games when they get in rhythm and they got to play faster. Well, remember, Ron said team speed is what they were looking for.
They definitely have gotten faster. I mean, I will say that this team compared to where it was before Ron got here,
Yeah,
is a much faster team.
no doubt. Well, that's kind of a wrap on this week's show. We mostly talked about the schedule release. I think I had us at 10-7. Phil had us at 11-6. Dev, plus or minus one of those. That's just the initial gut reaction. A lot's going to happen. We'll do this again after camp as we get closer in the preseason to get a little more accurate assessment. There's still going to be a lot of moves to be made, roster cuts, all those things. But
June 1st designations.
Right. And don't forget they have OTAs beginning at the end of the month, I think starting May 25th, the first round of off-season team activities. And then football season's almost here. It's almost here. Phil, did we go to a preseason game last year?
No,
we went to the practice.
We went to the practice.
Open practice.
We got to do that again.
If they have it, I hope they have it. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Ben says, that's what I think the strategy will be regardless of West Coast offense. Marcus says, if we still had Scott, I would be nervous, but I believe in Eric Bieniemy plus my sleeper, De'Ami Brown. I hope he gets on the field. He needs to get on the field.
Yeah.
He can't get on the field.
4. He's going to be your number 4.
Because Cam Sims is gone. He has to be
probably number 5.
Who's going to be number 4 then?
Probably that running back we didn't draft.
Receiver? The fourth receiver?
The running back that we drafted. We got as a USDA, as an undrafted free agent. That they're probably gonna play slot. KJ, whatever his name is, KJ something from UCLA.
Chris Rodriguez Jr.
The guy from UCLA.
No. I know who he's talking about.
Real fast running back dude.
I think that's a guy that just kind of brought on to see, if there's juice worth squeezing.
No, for undrafted free agents, it was Kazmir Allen.
Kaz, yeah.
Kazmir.
He's gonna play slot.
Nah, he's gonna play returner.
Yeah,
Marcus says Later family, rest in peace, Denny Crum.
Rest in peace, Denny.
Former Kentucky coach.
Fuck no, man. It's Louisville coach. Two chips, man. 2 chips, 6 Final Fours.
Ben says, if y'all go to the Atlanta game, I'll be there. You're going to be watching maybe Taylor Heineke, maybe Desmond Ridder. That'd be a fun game to go to. I want to go to there because of that stadium I've heard is insane. And the food prices are extremely easy on the pockets. I think hot dogs are like $2. Like that's the type of atmosphere I'm looking for.
I want to get me some Chick-fil-A waffle fries while I watch Taylor Heineke get high load.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about a stadium is, one, are they going to make the taxpayers pay for it? 2,
obviously they are.
PSLs. PSLs suck ass. And every team that gets a new stadium does it. It's how you pass the cost of the stadium off to the consumer, which is fine. I get it. So for the Falcons, I looked this up. $5,600 is their, basically that's the right to purchase season tickets. It's a one-time fee. You can spread it out. So for $5,600, I own that seat license and I can buy my season ticket, which is an extra, let's just say $1,500. So that's it. And I own that license. And I did the math. If our stadium has 75,000 people and we do a $5,500 seat license, that generates almost $500 million for the team. If you were to sell every seat,
let's keep in mind that 8 of the 10 richest counties in America surround the DC metro area.
All I'm saying is I think PSLs are unavoidable with new stadiums. And don't get upset. It's gonna happen. Plan for it.
No, I mean, if you're not planning for it, you're not paying attention.
I just hope, I wouldn't mind paying a PSL. I just hope that they don't try to get, play hardball with Maryland or PG County saying, well, you know what? We're not doing this. We want you guys to pay for the entire of the. You guys are billionaires, and then. Are you guys worried at all that people are trying? Some people are saying that Josh Rails is a poor billionaire. He's a broke billionaire because he didn't have all the money they thought he originally was supposed to have.
No, he's borrowing an equity that he has in one franchise to pay for another. Guess what? This is what billionaires do.
He just sold $106 million of some stock, whatever that is. I think to bolster the amount. I don't know, but it's okay. All right, shout outs. Deb, you got any shout outs?
Shout out to obviously Denny Crum. I was going to save it as a shout out. Again, my daughter's trying out for the Arizona Cardinals cheerleader and dance team. Sometimes this week, I'm not sure. Maybe tomorrow. Honestly, haven't talked to her in a couple of days. I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Very sad.
Very
Other than
sad.
that,
Lots of
yeah,
sad
it's
raccoon
pretty sad.
faces.
What's that?
Lots of sad raccoon faces.
Hey, they did Rocket Raccoon pretty dirty in the movie, man. Throughout the whole movie, man. He is
Don't say that.
basically
I love Rocket.
it's like the passion of the Rocket. His ass is whooped the whole goddamn movie, man. Excuse my
That's
language.
fair.
But
That's
yeah.
Shout out to my son. Tomorrow is his last day of school. He's done all his
Hey-o.
finals, and he graduate. And his official high school graduation is next Saturday.
You have an adult kid now, buddy.
You do, Dad.
And his mother's moving to Stafford, and he's moving in with me,
There you go.
Stafford, Virginia.
Bachelor pad.
so he can go to college down here.
Where?
Oh, he's going to Laurel Ridge. He's going to community college for 2 years.
Okay, smart. That's what I do.
It
2
is.
years transfer. 2 years and transfer.
That's
2
what
years
he's going
transfer
to
to
do.
Tampa.
Yo. It gives him an opportunity. He's going to test out a couple things, kind of figure out what he wants to do, and not break my bank in the process.
I mean, he's got a whole bunch of options down there. In-state options. You got JMU. You got Radford. You got Tech. You got all kinds of stuff down there.
Yeah. I mean, I live 20 minutes from JMU.
Yeah, you have all kinds of options. I mean, if he was looking for the get away from home experience,
I mean,
JMU
I work in Harrisonburg, so
Yeah.
I pass by JMU every day to go to work.
But I couldn't wait. I had to get it far. I wanted to get further away. I didn't want to be that close to home. So I don't know. That depends what he wants.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, my son's idea is he wants to get away from humanity. Like he's he's 17 going on 70 because like he wants to have like some old cabin in the woods with a dog and be away from everyone.
Him and I would get along very well.
Everybody gets along with my kid, man.
Very well.
Even he even pulled I got to meet his prom date because he had prom last weekend. I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
I even fist bumped him over because I hadn't seen it. He didn't show me a good picture of her. I was like, good for you, man.
Shout out to Ben. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We had the schedule release. Go back and check it out. You can always find this podcast on any of your audio platforms. We thank you for those who are listening to the audio podcast. We've received kind of an uptick in audio views, which has been pretty awesome. We kind of focus here on the YouTube thing, but the audio thing to me is just as good. And I prefer the audio over the video any day of the week. So I think this is a very good audio-based podcast. That's where we try to describe a lot of things that we talk about and visualize on the show for the audio crowd. So if you're listening to this on audio, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
For the audio people, I look like Denzel Washington.
He sure does. I attest to that. 100%.
Great value version, but nonetheless.
100%.
For the audio people, I'm not even going to lie. I look like great value Gabriel Iglesias.
Mr. Fluffy.
And Steve, he looks like, Steve.
Yeah, I'm just me.
Steve is Irish,
like
by
Jim.
the way. Anybody doesn't know, Steve is Irish.
Hardworking and good at math Irishman. That's what I am. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Marcus.
He looks like he's got 106 in Park and win some battles.
Thank you, Yam, for tuning in, for chiming in. Didn't have the biggest crowd today, but that's okay. That's all good. There's a lot of people going live tonight with the schedule release, and we ain't worried about it. It's all love. It's all love. We appreciate you. Thank you for every listen, every like we get, every view. We really appreciate it. And we'll be back next week for more content. We'll see what happens between now and next Thursday. But as always, peace.
Peace.
And hail. We out.